today I decided to do my first content video and answer one of the most asked questions that I get on Instagram and just from a lot of my clients is what is my background and how did I get into microblading? Long story short, my background, I've always been into some kind of artistic thing. So after high school, I went to college in fine arts in my hometown of Valleyfield, then which I just did a year, then I dropped out. I followed by going to Collège Marie-Victorin in Montreal in fashion design, which is ultimately my long life dream. I loved it. However, I did not last very long. I'm not a school kind of person. I'm really hands-on, and there's a lot of the just theory and content. I just couldn't get past it, and I dropped out, went back probably 4 times like throughout the years, and I made 2 years out of the 4, and I just never finished, unfortunately. Afterwards, I went to college Interdec in makeup, where I did a whole year of makeup covering the whole beauty from wedding to editorial, then theatrical makeup, effects makeup. I absolutely loved it, and I thought I would actually end up doing a career in makeup. I just basically did some freelance work on my side. I have a lot of friends that are photographers. I did makeup for a lot of photo shoots, commercials, events, fashion shows. It was super fun for while it lasts, but that was definitely not my ultimate passion. That's what brought me back to the fashion world, and I started a handbag company called Preciously Mine. That's what I started to do right before moving to California. I did that for 4 years, which was absolutely amazing, but I completely burnt myself out. I was doing everything by myself. I was working from home. So I did the whole fabric shopping, creating the patterns, cutting the fabric, making samples, taking the photos, listing the photos on social media, on the website, taking care of the sales, packing the orders, answering the 3 million emails, because of course on top of it I was doing custom orders. It was incredible, but holy moly did I burn myself out. So that's when microblading came around to save me from my sewing nightmares. One of the best artists and pioneer of microblading offered to train me. I must say I was absolutely terrified and not really sure I wanted to do it, but I just promised myself that I would give it a try, and if it felt very unnatural and just didn't make sense to me, I would just move on to the next thing. As you can imagine, I just fell in love. The second I held the tool and I practiced on rubber skin, I was just sold. I never looked back. The second I got back to California, I announced that I was closing Preciously Mine and just went full-on practicing mode, and then took a few models and then took some clients before deciding to move to Vancouver for a year. I worked like a crazy person for that whole year. I learned so much. It was absolutely fantastic. And then life brought me back to Los Angeles, and I kept just working my ass off, and it led me to opening my own studio, which has been so demanding, but at the same time just so very exciting. So this pretty much wraps up how I got into microblading. I hope this wasn't too boring. This is my little background from art school to fashion to makeup to now cosmetic tattooing, which has been absolutely insane. And if you had told me 5 years ago that one day I would be tattooing someone's face, I would have laughed so hard, especially if you had told me that I would make a whole career around eyebrows. I obviously would not believe you, but I'm so happy and so grateful that this is where I'm at, and I'm madly in love with what I do, and I hope I can get some of you to fall even more in love with what you're doing and just help you get better and just work harder and meet your goals, achieve your dreams, and just kick ass. Let's do this. Bye, guys.